Namaste, everyone. This session today will be more restorative than my regular sessions and focusing on releasing tightness in the leg muscles, the hips, and the lower back after a workout. I developed this sequence at the request of some of you who enjoy hiking, walking, jogging, or cycling, and experience muscle soreness and tightness in the following days. Holding some of the positions longer will not only deeply stretch the muscles and create space in the joints, but also help calming the nervous system. So let's start now. And adjust the way you are sitting. Closing your eyes, letting the body relax, and sitting with the back straight, chest lifted, shoulders relaxed down. Bring your awareness inward and clear your mind of any preoccupations. Let the breath slow down and deepen. Let's take one more deep breath in and deep breath out. And let's start moving. We'll move the upper body in a circle. So start bending forward in a relaxed way, neck and shoulders relaxed. Then start moving around the hips in large circles. Let's do it 3 times in one direction. And then change direction. Move with the breath and relax the hips. Let them open. And then roll the spine back up to sitting position. And move your feet together in bound angle. And let's just relax and open the hips a little more. Moving one knee down, then the other. A few times, loosening up the hip joint and lubricating the joint, and a butterfly movement, very gently up and down with the knees. And then relax, move your feet a little further forward in a diamond shape, holding your ankles, lift the chest, push the heart forward and look up. And exhale, let the whole back relax, looking down. Let's do it a few times, opening the spine from the lower back. And coming back up, open the heart. Now bend forward as far as you can go, holding your feet, relaxing the neck. And taking a few breaths into the back of the body and feeling the stretch in the hip joint. Make sure you are not forcing, but just allowing the joints to relax and start opening. And then slowly roll up to sitting and cross your legs again. Place your hands behind you and open the chest, lengthen the spine. Then exhale and bend forward. You can move your arms forward, supporting on the forearms, head down. You can walk the hands a bit further forward so you feel that you are opening from the hip joint. One more deep breath. And then walk the hands back toward you, sitting straight, and twist to the right. And now bend forward toward the right knee and move the hands forward for support. Feel that you are opening from the left hip. Let the breath help you, relaxing tightness. Come back up and twist toward the left side and bend over the left knee, hands extended forward. And feel the stretch starting in the right hip. Notice any difference from the right and the left side. And then coming back up and back to center. And let's change the crossing of the legs to do the same stretch, but observe any difference from one side to the other. Hands behind you, lengthen the spine, inhale. Exhale, bending forward and rest your elbows down. Take a few breaths. Feel the stretch starting from the hip joints. The back is relaxed. And move the hands toward you, sitting straight and twisting to the right. Bending over the right leg, arms extending forward. And breathing from the left hip along the left side. There usually is one side that is tighter than the other. Observe that. And then come back up, turn to center, and turn to the left side before bending over the left knee with your arms as support. Relax and breathe. And slowly roll up and come back to center. If you are sitting on a pillow, you can remove it and come into a tabletop position. I'll do this variation on the elbows because I hurt my wrist. But you can do it with straight arms, the regular tabletop. And from here, we'll focus on the hip joint, stretching the right leg back. And we move the leg around, so leg moving out, knee moving in, and then straighten the leg again. Doing a circle with the hip, creating movement and space in the hip joint. One more time, lubricating the joint. And then slowly coming down, changing sides, stretch the left leg, move the left leg out, knee in, and stretch it back, moving around easily. Last time. And coming down, and doing a few tiger kick to gently stretch and open the front of the hip. Lift the leg up, and then pull the knee up toward the chest. 3 times each side. Don't kick too high. And coming down, changing side, lift the leg. We are stretching the psoas muscle here that also gets tight with athletic activities. And coming back into tabletop. And going into downward dog, you can do the regular downward dog. I'll show it on the elbows. Taking a moment to stretch the ankles, stretch the calf muscles, open the chest. And from there, we lift one leg up, bending the knee and opening the knee out to stretch your hip. And coming down, the left leg up, bend the knee and open the knee higher. Feeling the stretch in the hip. And then coming down and on both knees. From here, let's go into crescent pose. The right leg forward and arms overhead before going into the stretch. Now keeping the arms over the head, extending upward along to spine. Let's go down with the hips and open the psoas muscle. Breathe. So feel the force of gravity pulling you down toward the mat, and at the same time, the force moving up toward the sky, through your spine, through your arms. So you feel the sensation of gravity and lightness in the body. And from there, sit back and stretch the hamstring into a half split pose. You can keep your hands on the side or catch your foot, whatever feels better for you. And from there, come back into crescent pose, bend the back leg, catch the foot with the opposite hand, and go deeper into that crescent variation. So that's stretching the quadriceps and the psoas muscle quite deeply. And release. And from here, move the right foot a little further out toward the side of your mat and move both elbows on the inner side of the foot. You can take a block under your elbows, going into lizard pose. So going down, if you don't need the block, forearms can go down. You can keep the left knee on the floor or straighten the leg. You can try both and see which one you prefer. Taking slow, deep breaths. This is an intense stretch for both hips. We'll hold it a little longer. So just make sure you feel stable and you are not overstretching. And then release. Coming back on both knees and stretching the left foot forward, both arms over the head, extend upward before going down, and then exhale into the lunge. Keep extending upward toward the sky, but keep the shoulders relaxed. Breathe deeply, so the whole front line of the body is deeply stretched here. And releasing from crescent, sitting back on the right leg, extending the left hamstring, sitting all the way on your heel or halfway. If you are more flexible, you can do a full split if you want. So this is a half split. And coming back into the crescent pose, lifting the foot up, catching the ankle, and you can keep the hand down, maybe use a block for your hands, or even lift the arm up to challenge your balance a little bit more. And the last part of this sequence, going into lizard pose, foot moving toward the left edge of the mat, elbows down on the mat or on a block, and going deep down, opening the left hip and the front of the right leg. Again, the psoas muscle and the quadriceps. So make sure you feel stable with the block in the right place. Slow, deep breath. That's quite an intense stretch. And then release. And come on both feet and roll up. Just standing in mountain pose for a moment, rolling the shoulders. Then inhaling, lifting the arms up over the head. Exhale, folding forward, hands down. Your hands can come on your ankles. Coming halfway up, lengthening the spine, look forward. And then exhale, folding into Uttanasana, standing forward bend. And you can start grabbing elbows Maybe keeping the knees soft if you feel very tight in the hamstrings. Feeling the pull of gravity downward with your elbows, your head moving down toward the mat. Breathing deeply into the back of the body. And if you feel you're able to straighten your legs, you can make the stretch a little more intense. Maybe release the elbows and hold your ankles or put the hands down. And from here, softening the knees and widening the stance to go into a squatting position, into yogic squats or garland pose. Pushing the elbows against the inner side of the knees, hands in the center of the chest, opening the hips by pushing the elbows out. One more deep breath. And from there, slowly rolling up, walking the feet toward each other, rolling the spine up, and coming back to mountain, rolling the shoulders back, and relaxing the arms along the sides. We'll work on several standing poses, starting from here, spreading the legs out with a big step with each feet, and turning the right foot out, preparing for warrior two. Moving the arms out to the side, bending the knee. The right knee is right over the right ankle. You can stretch the legs a little wider if you want to go deeper. Try to get the thigh, the right thigh parallel to the floor. Looking toward the right hand and taking slow, deep breaths. The spine is vertical. You feel a sense of balance and you feel that you are opening the right hip by using the leg muscles. So that's a hip opener that stabilizes the pelvic joints. A balance between stretching and strengthening for both legs. And from here, straightening the right leg, and he's standing forward, going into triangle pose, right hand on the ankle, left arm straight up. And here, feeling that you are opening the left hip. So left hip is going back and up. Upper body aligned over the right leg. Arms in line. Strong legs. Again, strengthening and stretching, balance in this pose. Pressing on the feet, inhale, coming up. Exhale, go back to warrior two. Let's go into side angle pose. Elbow on the thigh. If you prefer going further down toward the mat or on the block, you can do that variation. And extending the left arm forward, so creating a straight line on your left side. Left foot pressing firmly, left leg is strong, left hip is opening and moving back like we did in triangle, and the right hip opens like warrior two. So there is an action in both hips to create space in the pelvic area, and you are stretching all along the side line of the body. From the hip, you are stretching the abdominal area and the ribs, arm and shoulder extended, and then coming back to starting position, straightening the legs, exhale, hands to waist, pivot the feet, right foot forward, left foot pointing out, and doing the same sequence on the left side. Arms out, bending the left knee, going down and settle down into a nice warrior two posture with your spine vertical, your left leg parallel to the floor, The breath supporting the energy of this pose. Feeling strong and feeling open. And inhale, straighten the left leg, extend toward the left side, lengthen both sides, move the left hand down toward the ankle, the right arm straight up into Trikonasana, the triangle. Keeping the legs firm, but opening the hips actively. Slow, deep breath to nourish the body. And pressing on the feet, inhale, come back up, exhale, bend the knee back to warrior two, going into extended angle pose, and left elbow down close to the knee for support, and stretching the right arm in line with the right leg and side of the body. Keep pressing on the right foot so the right leg stays strong. The right hip opens to the right side and back. Breathe into the side as you lengthen it. The hip in the center of that stretch. One more deep breath. And then coming back to warrior two and straightening both legs. Bring both feet parallel to each other and the hands to the waist. Preparing for Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, open the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bending forward. Let's catch the ankles. If you prefer, you can catch the big toes. The D variation, head moving down. Neck relaxed, shoulders relaxed. The spine is long. And you can feel the deep stretch in your inner thighs. And the hips deeply stretch. From here, let's bring both hands toward the right ankle. Feeling a deeper stretch in the right leg. And from there, let's bend the right knee, going into a side lunge. And if you don't need the support, you can bring your hands together in the center of the chest, using this pose to challenge your balance. And inhale, press on the foot, come up, and go back down, hold the ankles, and walk the hands toward the left side. For a moment, feeling a deep stretch in the left leg. And from there, going into a side lunge. You can keep your hands on the floor or bring them to the center of your chest. And pressing on the feet, inhale, come back up. And exhale, release the arms. Lift the arms out and over the head, lengthen the spine. Now turn the toes slightly out. And as you exhale, bend the knees into goddess squat, hands to the center of the chest. Go down as deep as you can with your knees moving out, using the strength of the legs. Holding the pose. A few deep breaths again. You can feel the strength of your legs used to open the hip joint. And then pressing on the feet, straighten the legs, turn the feet forward, stretch the arms over the head, and release feet together in the center of your mat. And the next pose is a balance pose, standing on your right foot, bending the knees, and placing the left foot on top of the right thigh, like a figure four. or variation of a pigeon pose. Pigeon balance, you can call it, or figure 4. Go down as much as you can and feel the strength of the supporting leg. Feel the left hip opening. If you have trouble with balance, you can do the pose near a wall. And then straighten the leg and release the arms. And preparing for the other side, soften the knees and lift the right foot, placing the foot with the ankle flex. Bend the knee and bring the hands together. Fix a point, fix your gaze on a point to help the balance, staying focused. And again, if this is difficult to maintain the balance, start practicing it near a wall and come back. Release the arms, relax. As you inhale, move the arms over the head, gently arch back, exhale, folding forward. Inhale, one leg back, exhale, both feet back to downward dog. And from here, we're going to pigeon. So right leg forward. And I ask you to prepare pillows. So if you have one, you can take it under your right hip. Stretch the left leg back. See if your right hip comes down easily on the floor without destabilizing the pelvic area. If you cannot reach the floor easily, that's when the pillow helps. And once you get that, you can have your elbows move down, your forehead on the forearms, and if it's difficult, you can use a block under your forehead as a support, or another pillow. If you feel the pillow is preventing a full stretch, then remove it and let the right hip come down. We'll hold this pose for a few long breaths, completely relaxing. So the weight of the body is helping into the stretch here. And prepare to release. You can go back to downward facing dog. And bring your left leg forward, stretching the right leg. See if your left hip comes down easily, or use a pillow under the left thigh, elbows down when you are ready, and resting the forehead on the hands or a block or a pillow. And we have a new participant to the session here. This is Kulfi. She loves yoga. One option, if you want a deeper stretch, is to bend the left leg, the right leg, and catch the ankle as we did in crescent variation. So you can do that on both sides if you want. And then release. And bring your legs forward. We'll do a pose that is quite intense. It's a double pigeon. I'll start with the right leg on top of the left knee. The legs are like logs on top of each other. If there is space, especially if there is a lot of space between your left foot and your right knee, you can take a pillow or a block. The pillow seems to be enough for me. So the right hip is not floating but feels supported. It feels quite intense in the hips. And if this is too much for you, I'll show you a variation that would be sitting on a sofa, one leg at a time. You sit at the edge of a sofa, the left foot standing forward, and the right leg on top. And from there, you can bend forward until you feel a nice stretch in the hips. So you can always do that easily sitting without being on the yoga mat. But for those who don't feel much there, the sitting variation with both legs would be better. So we can do it with the other leg, right leg under, left foot over, using a pillow to support the leg. Feel comfortable, especially if you hold the pose longer. That's a very good hip opener, but quite intense if you don't do it often. So the option again would be sitting on a sofa, one leg only, working there. And if you sit on the sofa, bending forward would help feeling it more. Same in sitting. If you are quite open, you can bend forward to feel it more. So that's the double pigeon. From there, stretch your legs out, feet wide. And here we'll need some support of yoga furniture. I have a bolster, but if you have pillows or even blanket or even just a block, that would work as well. Both legs are open. You end the way. And you get something under your chest so that you can feel supported while deeply stretching the legs. So bending forward, adjust the position of the pillow. Then you can have the chest on the pillow and the elbows down on the floor. So feel that there is something supporting you, so you can let go and relax the legs completely. You can hold the pose longer and enjoy the full benefits of this stretch. If the pose feels good, you can always come back to it later. Let's move to the next one. The next one is also a hip opener, yes, as we focus on that today. The cradle. So lift the right leg and hold the leg as if it was a baby in a cradle. And you can even rock it. This can be a nice way to prepare for half lotus or just to stretch tight hip joints after a workout. If you do it to prepare for the lotus, after staying up and moving the foot as high as you can toward the shoulder, you can place the foot and then do a forward bend. But we are not going to stay in this one and move to cradle with the left leg. An option, just release or stay longer, or going into half lotus, forward bend. The next one is also an intense pose called the frog, and that's why I use pillows under the knees. It's not a must, a blanket or a thicker mat might be enough for you, but I like to have pillows under the knees. You widen your knees as much as you can, but feels a nice deep stretch, and then elbows come forward. You can use a bolster or other pillows under your chest to relax in the pose. And that can be done as a restorative pose, staying longer, and definitely stretching the hips deeply. You can keep widening the knees out as you relax. Use the support the way you like. And just make sure you continue breathing fully. If it becomes too intense, I suggest releasing it and repeating maybe the next day if it feels good. And let's move on our backs. If you have a strap, you can take it. And we'll stretch the hamstring using the strap under the foot, just extending your right leg up, sliding the hands down along the strap so the shoulders feel relaxed. The whole body is relaxed, the stretch is only felt at the back of the leg. If you are quite flexible, you can move the leg closer to the chest, but feel that there is a balance between relaxation and deep stretch. If you are tight, just try straightening the leg with the heel moving up toward the sky. After a few breaths there, you can open the leg out to the side and stretch the inner thigh. And with all the hip openers we did today, that should feel easier. And then bringing the leg back up. You can do a reclining pigeon pose here, holding the back of the leg, which will be similar to what we did on the other side, the one leg pigeon, the double pigeon, and even the balance pose, and then change leg. If you really feel tight, you can hold some of these positions, especially those that really feel good to you. After the session, you can come back to what was feeling useful for you. Depending on where tightness goes in your body, depending on your activity. Up, and then the reclining pigeon option that we are not going to hold very long, but just part of that sequence. And both feet down. You can take a block now to do a supported bridge. So lifting the hips up, placing the block, you place it on the flat side or medium or even higher. If you have longer legs or are quite flexible, then stretch one leg, then the other. This is a deep stretch for the psoas muscle and the whole front line of the body. And you can extend the arms over the head, which makes the stretch feel even more intense. Make sure you are not feeling pressure on your lower back. If you do, bend the knees, release with knees to the chest. But if it feels good to lengthen the psoas muscle, which is an area that also is quite sensitive